Hello students, I am Safia, your science teacher. Today we are going to learn the lesson changes around us. Have already learned about changes around us in the class 6th. You have learned about different kinds of changes, like comparing to one another. The changes can be seen as natural change and artificial change, permanent change, temporary change, fast change, slow change. Okay, you have observed all these changes whenever we compare one change with another change. So not only that, you have also observed here some changes will repeat after a certain period of time. For example, sunset and sunrise. For every 12 hours you will observe sunrise and sunset. That is also a kind of change. And that not only sunrise and sunset, you have also observed changes in the season. After every few months, new season will be arriving. That means there will be a repetition of seasons. Okay, this is also a kind of change. Some changes where we have to involve are called as artificial or man-made changes. In some changes we need not to involve, those are natural changes. And comparing to these changes each other, we can say which change is fast and which change is slow, and which one is temporary, which one is permanent, and as well as which is natural and man-made changes. We have discussed all those things. Now you are going to learn more about the changes in the lesson, changes around us. You see, like I have given two examples, that is sunrise and sunset timings. Those will repeat for regular intervals of time. And next one is changes in the season, that will also repeat for regular intervals of time. In the same way, we have some other changes, like changes in the year. Okay, for every 365 days or 366 days, new year will be starting. And not only that, appearance of full moon and changes in the length of shadows. Or in these all the changes, you will observe that the changes which will occur for a certain period of time are called as periodical changes. So these events will repeat for every regular interval of time. So what are these events are called as? These are called as periodical changes. So we have observed that when we are blowing the air into the balloon or in the tire, the shape of the balloon will be changing. Okay, shape. And not only that, in the winter season you will observe that solidification of ghee or oil will take place. That means state will be changing. And even the color will also change of some substances in some changes. So in these I said solidification of ghee or oil, or even the blowing of air into the balloon or in the tire, or changing of when we are burning a candle or when we are burning something, there will be change in the color. So what do you think all these will be what kind of changes are these? These are called as physical changes. Physical changes. There will be only difference in the size, shape or color. There will be no any change other than these. Then these changes are called as physical changes. And whereas burning of camphor or burning of wood, burning of paper and burning of cotton. When we are burning wood, paper, cotton or any cloth, you will observe that new substance will be formed. New substance will be a powdery form and black colored. It is black colored and powdery form. That we call it as ash, right? So these kind of changes are called as chemical changes. That means in these changes new substances will be formed. In physical changes no new substance will be formed, whereas in the chemical change new substance will be formed. So let us learn more about this physical and chemical change. So let us find out some changes, which kind, whether they are physical or chemical changes. First example which I am going to take is melting of ice. What you have to do in this change means you have to collect ice in a beaker take a beaker or a bowl or any container and put pieces of ice into it and keep those on the stove or heat the ice present in the beaker. You will observe that when you are heating this water, this ice will change into water. Again, on further heating the water, water will change into steam. Water will change into steam. And now you have to change, what you have to do? Now you have to cool decrease the temperature. That means cool this. So when you cool this, you will observe that the vapor will be changing into water. On further cooling, water will change into ice. That means in this only change in state is taking place and change in size is taking place. But whereas no new substance is formed. So generally these kind of changes are called as physical changes. In physical change there can be change in the size, shape, color or the state. But no new substance will be formed. The original substance will remain original only. These kind of changes are called as physical changes. Only the state of water is changing but water is not changing. So this is an example of physical change. Let us take one more example. In the same way, solidification of ghee or oil. Same, if oil has been solidified, you have to heat the oil, oil will change into liquid. Again, on further heating, the oil can change into vapor. It now decrease the temperature. If you decrease the temperature, vapor will change into liquid and liquid will change into solid. That is also an example of physical change. Now blowing air into the balloon. If you blow the air, then you can see there will be change in the size and shape of the balloon. If you remove the air, again you can see there is a difference in the size and shape of the balloon. That is because no new substance is formed there, only size and shape is changing. That means that blowing of air into the balloon or in the tire is also an example of physical change. Now the second kind of change which we are going to see is the other example which we are going to discuss is burning of cotton ball or cotton ball, let us take, wood and paper. When we burn these things, you will observe that the shape of it will be changing, size will be changing and color, and as well as a new substance will be formed. That new substance will be black in color and powdery form. Black powder, what it is after burning paper or wood we get, that is nothing but the ash. So as the new substance is formed, there is a change in the size, there is a change in the shape, state and even the color. And along with these all changes, new substance is forming, that is ash. So these burning of cotton ball, wood and paper are the kind of changes, those are chemical changes. As I said, new substance will be formed in the change. That change is called as chemical change. In physical change, no new substance is formed, whereas in chemical change, new substance is formed. So, did you understand what is the difference between physical and chemical change? In this, change in size, shape, state and color will take place. Along with all size, shape, color and state, new substance is also formed. Then it is a chemical change. Now, can you give more examples where chemical change will take place? Let us take the rusting of iron. If you take iron nail, when you bring a new iron nail, it will be fresh and it will be having some color. But if you keep it open in the air for some time, you will observe that the iron nail will change into brownish color. That brownish color is nothing but rust. That means when you keep the iron article open in air for some days or for longer time, you will observe that it will form a layer, brown color layer, that is called as rust. So one more important example of chemical changes is rusting of iron. So rusting of iron will take place when iron articles come in contact with air and water for a long time. And as a result, a layer will be formed. That layer is called as rust. And this process is called as rusting. Iron particles, when react with the atmospheric air, and water, a new substance is formed. When iron reacts with air, atmospheric air and water, a new substance is called as, that is iron oxide. Iron oxide is nothing but the rust, and this process is called as rusting. So this is in the case of iron. Then how iron is reacting with the air and water and forming iron oxide, that is rust. In the same way, copper particles will also react with the atmospheric carbon dioxide and water. They also form a layer, that is bluish colored layer, and that is called as corrosion. This is how iron particles will get rusted. So in both the cases, that is in rusting and corrosion, as new substances are formed, these are the examples of chemical changes. But in our surroundings, we will find that iron gates and the rim of the cycle and everything are not getting rusted easily. Why these things are not getting rusted easily? As the problem is rusting, for this problem we have the solution. So what are the solutions? Let us find out. First of all, to avoid rusting, a layer of paint is applied to the iron articles. So painting is done for the iron articles and the copper articles to avoid coming in contact with the air and water. And as these iron articles or copper articles will not come in contact with air and water, so the rusting will not take place. And the other one, where we can take some measures, like you should not keep iron articles in where they can come in contact with air and water. This was about the measures which we can take if the things are very small or which can be kept in the house or painting can be done. But what about the materials for which we can't keep in the house? Like the materials are like the rings of tire, or the cycle handles, or I can say in cinema halls and in the railway stations you'll observe the steps will be having the iron case. So how we can't keep all those things in our house. They obviously will come in contact with the atmospheric air and the water. So what process will be done to avoid rusting for those materials? That is called, the process which is done to avoid rusting is called as galvanization. So what is galvanization? Galvanization is applying the coat of one material on the other material. For example, if I am taking iron here, right? The handle of our cycle is made up of iron. But do you think it is getting rusting? No, it is not getting rusted. That is because iron material is coated with one more metal. So for example, this is iron. Iron metal is coated with another metal. That can be zinc or chromium. So now I have applied zinc or chromium for this. Zinc or chromium. So as I am applying zinc or chromium for this iron will get protected, and as a result rusting will not take place. One example which I have taken where galvanization is done is for the handles of your bicycle or the rims of the tires of cycle or car or whatever the vehicle it may be. In the same way, you will observe the pipelines at our home, pipes of our home that which are made up of metal itself, they are also galvanized. They will be coated with the zinc or chromium to avoid corrosion and rusting. So what is galvanization? The deposition of layer of zinc or chromium on the iron or copper is called as galvanization. Usually all the metals will get rusted, but there are some materials which will not get rusted, like gold and silver. Gold and silver are also the metals, but they will not get rusted or corroded. So as even if you see, we make ornaments using gold and silver. Anklets are made and jewelry like neck pieces, earrings, everything is made. So that means these ornaments will come in contact with air and water, obviously, right? But then also they are not getting corroded or rusting. That is because these metals are resistant to corrosion. As they are resistant to corrosion, they are used in making jewelry and ornaments. So students, your homework is to learn about physical change, chemical change, periodical changes and rusting of iron and galvanization. I hope everyone is doing the homework and following whatever I am saying. Everyone should listen to the videos and go through that thoroughly. Thank you.